Oh, gang, this is going to be another about customer service, but we're talking people's lives here. People literally, life and death could be on the line here, and people aren't helping. They're like going out of their way to do anything and everything possible to avoid giving these people help. But yet they're there as supposedly customer service and nothing gets done. All right, what am I talking about? Veterans. I just saw on Newsmax Carl Higbee and other former soldiers, right, veterans, the VA system. It's a mess again. It had gotten better. Nothing ever gets to perfect, especially when you're dealing with government bureaucracies. But in Trump's first term, they did things and they, I don't like to say, oh, just fire people, right? People have families, need to make a living, but the, why is it government jobs always attracts the lowest common denominator, the laziest, most worthless, right? They get a government job and it's like then they are entitled to it for life, even if they don't do the job. They are entitled to the paychecks just for showing up. And at the VA, again, after having made it better, once Biden got back in, oh, let's bring all those employees back. No questions asked. Not if we bring you back, will you do the job you're supposed to do if we bring you back? No questions asked, right? Brought back people who not only didn't want to help people, but went out of their way to prevent others from helping people. And the VA is a disaster again. Specifically, numbers game. They just want phones again go unanswered. And when the phones do get answered, time after time, story after story, put on hold for hours because they want people then to just give up and go away, as if they don't schedule an appointment to actually address a veteran's problem, the problem doesn't exist. Oh, things are great because look how few appointments are being scheduled. Well, answer the phones, schedule it. And once appointments are scheduled, many of them get randomly canceled and no follow up to that of did you cancel it? No, I didn't cancel it. They canceled it on me. Is it okay that they canceled? No, it's not okay that they canceled because now I've got to try to call. They won't answer. Get put on hold. And if I do get scheduled, that 3 months from now might be randomly canceled. And now, 6 months later, I still don't get in for an appointment to get my issue addressed. The problems aren't solved, they're being dismissed and deflected, and these people are pretending they're doing their job. But oh, look how few people are in. No, the people are in need, you're refusing to address their needs. If there was a follow-up, no, I've not canceled it. Somebody ran it, then somebody in charge actually who's canceling all these appointments? Person X, Y, and Z keep randomly going in the system and canceling these appointments. Fire person X, Y, and Z. Problem better, because then the people get appointments and actually are able to keep their appointments and get their problems addressed. But no, they don't know, and they don't want to know that person X, Y, and Z aren't doing the job, or worse, interfering in the job getting done that is supposed to be done. I don't want anyone fired per se, right? They've got mouths to feed often. But if you purposely, willfully, malice aforethought, clearly avoid. I used to work with someone who was eventually fired when management figured it out. They spent their whole day doing work to avoid work. They expended more energy than the energy it would have taken to do the actual job, finish the tasks, and move on. No, avoidance. Their job to collect the paycheck was avoidance of work rather than doing the work and getting it done. Same case here, clearly, right? As a former IT guy, we talk about AI. I'm concerned about AI replacing people who actually are doing their job, care about their job, actually do the work they're hired to do. But yet, we can have two guys handling the AI that replaces 10 guys, and we're saving all kinds of money. Well, those 10 people that the AI replaced, if they were doing their jobs, I care. I'm concerned. I'm worried about them. But these people with these government jobs that keep fouling everything up, they're in government because they can't be hired, won't be hired because they don't do anything. They're worthless, can't get a real job anywhere, so they're in government, just left lying around to clog up the system and make it worse. Yes, replace them with AI. AI can answer the phones. And I'm not talking about, oh, press one, press two, press. I'm talking about modern, real AI systems, not recording and then press one, two, the blah, 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 the endless black hole of robotic customer service. I'm talking modern AI that can actually answer a phone, actually converse, actually understand. You need to schedule an appointment. Okay, great, fine. Here are the appointments. Pick one. And without having to press any buttons, conversational, understood, and then don't go in behind after scheduling an appointment and canceling it, pretending the problem is solved and everything is great. So, yes, in this case, I want AI replacing these people. These veterans need help. They deserve our help. They were promised help. And even better yet, right? We should completely, there are certain things, let me say this, right? VA with veterans, lost limbs, the general healthcare system, and every doctor doesn't deal with that. Every hospital is not set up to handle and deal with that. So the VA should be handling only the things unique to veterans care that they can't get via general care. Everything else, every veteran should be on at least Medicare and them see any doctor, anytime, any place close to them to resolve their general health needs. They don't need to go to the VA for that. But keeping them trapped in the system is, again, makeshift, make work government jobs for people to be given jobs that can't get them otherwise, right? Give them all Medicare at best, if not something else, and let them pick doctors of their choice and get their needs met. And the VA should be the place of last resort for things only the VA addresses and can handle, like limb replacements. That would be, but again, government never fixes things, or in general. Like, we made VA better, but it got worse again. It's never perfect. No such thing as perfect. Nothing is ever going to be perfect, but you have to want to really try to actually do the jobs that it's supposed to be defined to handle, and not just makeshift government. You're trapped in the system, whether it works or not. Either make it work or give them options that will work for them. I apologize. I realize this video exclusive is a bit rambling. My thoughts keep, going back. I care, am concerned. I don't want people losing their jobs. But at the same time, we all know, we've seen it in government ourselves. People who are there who just avoid work, more energy and time spent avoiding doing the job than it would take to actually do the job. And sorry, those people have to be rooted out. If an agency is going to exist, it needs to actually accomplish what it's supposed to exist for, not just exist in name only as a warehousing jobs programming for friends, family, and donors of elected officials, makeshift, do next to nothing jobs so they can be given our taxpayer money. I know that wasn't all best articulated and perfectly clear, but any of you who have dealt in the government bureaucracies, VA or otherwise, I think know what I'm talking about and where I'm coming from, and that things need to be done to fix the problems, not just create an illusion that we care, we're concerned, and we're pretending to know. Actually solving it like we made it better before. There are people that gotta go. The phones have got to be answered, appointments have got to be made, and they can't just be canceled out from under people. This is a problem. It must be addressed. It must be fixed again, and it must not be allowed to just be undone again by the next administration, who do not give a whit about the veterans. They only care about people they can put on the government payroll, who will then be beholden to them to vote for them to keep their job. They are voting for a living, not working for a living. Thank you all. And again, right, this ties in with the other customer service rants. There is no service. More and more, any excuse. I just recorded with somebody and we talked about that, right? Well, they're looking to save, but is a company really saving money if they have 10 frontline people answering the phones who can't really do anything but answer the phone, don't know anything, can't solve any problem? They're just there to answer the phone and try to dismiss, right? Online. It goes back to information technology, like coding, right? If I call whomever, information tech firm, software firm, online service firm, XYZ. And the XYZ customer support asks, well, because I can't get this to work. Well, did you do this? Did you do that? How about you fucking check the error log and see what the actual error says is going on, rather than assuming me have done something wrong? And maybe if you coded it better, if you hired someone to do the job right, to code it so that field X that only accepts numbers from 1 to 999, and I accidentally, if I stupidly accidentally do indeed try to put AAA where 999 belongs, it properly returns an error. No, this field requires a number from 1 to 999, not anything else. Go back and fix that field, and this will work. That would be a proper error return to let me know if I goofed up at that point, that I goofed up and I can fix it, rather than a generic, oh, it didn't work, try later. It didn't work, try. You're not solving any problem with that generic error message, when you could have, if you coded it right, said that field requires a number. You seem to be trying to put an alphabetic character there. Fix that, and this program will work. But instead, no, a generic error. The customer doesn't realize they indeed are in error. You call customer service, or you email them, or you fill out their online form, and they automatically assume you've screwed up. Have you tried this? Have you tried that? Have you done this? Have you done hoops to jump through constantly, that it must always be the customer's fault? And indeed, at times it is. Again, I'm not perfect. I can screw up. If number is supposed to go in there and I'm, for some dumb reason, trying to put an alphabet letter in there, return the error that tells me how it is that I screwed up, and I can fix it, and I won't need to call or write your customer service, to who then don't know anything, won't look up what the actual error is to actually solve the problem. They just assume you've done everything wrong. Oh, close the ticket, dismiss it. We've put it back on the customer. We pretend we solved it. That isn't the measurement of customer support. It's like during the show that I was talking with an author for Author Weeks on CTP. In October, 3 weeks of authors and about books. I used to work for Kmart HQ. The measurement of a cashier isn't solely, and idiots up the chain often don't figure this out. It's why you don't find any more Kmarts. They're all gone. They're all closed. All the customers went away. Because why? One reason: measuring cashiers solely on scans per minute. How quick did they shove a customer out the door to avoid the lines? Right now, if there's 1,000 customers in the store, yes, you want a cashier who can scan as many objects per minute, collect the cash or run the credit card, and get them out the door. but that cannot be the sole measurement. If they're that impersonal and impolite every time a customer shows up, even when it's not busy in the store, there's no one in line but the cashier, no smile, no discussion, just scan, 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 pay me, get the hell out of here. That's bad customer service. And then they wonder why they lose business, because all they care about is the scans per minute rate. Oh, that must be a great cashier. No, that's not the only measurement. And this, of course, is a metaphor for other things, other customers, how quickly they could close tickets. Well, did they fix the issue? Did they resolve the issue? That's supposed to be like back to the VA. Did you actually help the veteran? Did you solve to their satisfaction, conclude their, help their need, make them feel better, provided them with what they needed, or did you just dismiss them? Right? Customer service isn't that's, oh, we dismissed them. We dismissed them. Oh, look, I closed 1,000 tickets today. I didn't resolve one damn issue that any of those 1,000 people were complaining about, but I found an excuse to be able to dismiss away and beg off 1,000 of them. Those 1,000 will probably be back again tomorrow because the issue wasn't solved, but hey, and I'll just close them all tomorrow and close them all the next day and close them. Is that a good customer service agent? No. If your only measurement is how quickly they closed support request tickets, you're asking the wrong questions, so you never get the right answer, and you wonder why in a few years you're out of business because you've lost all your customers. They've gone somewhere else where they actually get what they need the first time, not needing support, and on those times they need additional help and support, they actually get it. This isn't rocket science, but this is the way of our times. A bunch of people who think their job is to dismiss others, move on, make it look like they're working, but they're accomplishing nothing just so they can keep collecting their paycheck because those above them don't have the brain capacity to look, well, did they actually fix anything? Did they actually solve anything versus just dismissing it all away? Again, I apologize. I know I've kind of gone down rabbit holes, a bit of a rant. If you're not in IT or if you've not run into these issues yourself, you may not grasp what I'm saying, but I know a lot of people do get what I'm saying, and we need to do better. And especially if something's been farmed out overseas. They're not here. They don't care. They only care about collecting their paycheck. And they're not given the training they need to actually be able to go in and fix anything. They're just a phone answerer and try to dismiss away things, escalate someone to an engineer who may be able to fix a real problem like I had with daily motion the other day. And do they ever get back to you again? No. Oh, ticket closed. Yes. In this instant, they may have put a Band-Aid on it, but did they actually fix the problem? Will they actually admit to there was a problem and it's actually been addressed and fixed so it won't happen again? Because indeed, again, a week later, the same problem I had last week at Daily Motion back again, having to open a support ticket again for the same problem they didn't fix the first time. Making more work for themselves by not addressing and doing the actual work to fix the problem for real the first time. Fix this person's problem and you avoid 1,000 other people needing to contact you about the same problem. There would be less work. There would be less need for the customer support if you actually fixed the problems that is causing the customer support calls in the first place. The VA, answer the phones, schedule the appointment. If they refuse to do the job, then I'm sorry, fire them. Let them go find another job in the private sector that they might actually be willing to actually do the job, or they'll be fired from there too. Eventually they get fired enough, they'll figure it out. Oh, I'm not going to be able to just show up and collect a check. I'm actually going to have to do the job I'm being hired to do in order to keep getting the paycheck. This is a human nature problem. I'm sorry, I know I'm going on, and thank you. Thank you for those who hung in here, right? I've talked to others on my show. These aren't modern problems. These are human nature or human condition problems. Some things with technology and updates, adapt or die, right? Those who made buggies to be pulled by horses with the advent of automobiles, self-propelled buggies, not requiring the horse anymore, either adapted so that their buggy could be self-propelled or they went out of business. Human nature is the problem here. It's why Jesus said, the poor will always be among you. God gave us free will, and some will choose free will for evil and try to cheat and steal from others, some of those of whom we're talking about here. Some will always be lazy, do the bare minimum or even less to get by, and they're encouraged to do nothing if there are others who will always constantly give them things. It's why the Bible makes the distinction to help those who are unable to help themselves versus those people we're to help take care of, not those who are unwilling to do anything for themselves. You have no obligation to them. So all of this, for the endless amount of years humans have been on this planet, that has been true, remains true, will always be true, and the underlying issue with the VA that needs to be addressed here. Not that the phones are broke, they're not answering them. Not that they can't do this or that, they won't. They don't. They know some people are going to just let them sit there, collect a check for not doing the job they were supposedly hired to fill a position to do. I've circled back there, right? Hopefully that all ties together. Some people won't get it because they don't want to get it. They are for government jobs that just give people checks so that they vote for those who will give them the checks without having to do anything. Thank you all. Take care. God bless. Love you all.